Good day, folks. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about intellectual property. And when I mean intellectual property, I mostly want to focus on entertainment. With all that stuff with patents and discoveries, inventions, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to talk about entertainment. First up, the music industry. What is intellectual property and how is it used? Well, to understand this whole topic, you need to understand how it works in the industry. First, record labels, they sign artists to make music, and they make music. But when the artist actually finishes their music, they don't actually own it. The intellectual property, or IP, is owned by the record labels. So the artists don't actually own their own work. They don't have any say in who can cover their music, who can distribute their music in any way they'd want. It's all up to the record label. Now, why is it this way? The industry is set up so that, it was set up back in the day, that you had to spend a lot of money to produce music because you needed to have the studio, you needed to have a ton of equipment, and you need to get everything just right. And when signing deals with record labels, artists pretty much sign away their livelihood to a deal that can potentially screw them over if things don't work out for them with their record label. Let's take an example. Artist A, he signs an agreement with record label B. Record label B owns album C that artist A has released. And let's say artist A leaves record label B and signs with record label D. Well, the artists don't own album C. So the rights to this distribution, all the revenue, a majority of revenue, of album C still goes to record label B. And only new works produced with record label D has revenue shared with artist A when sold or played on the radio or whatever. This is quite complicated for some, but I think intellectual property when it comes to music is moving in a different direction from where it was in the past. Right now, we have all sorts of new production technologies and softwares like GarageBand. People can produce high quality music for very cheaply. They can publish it themselves without the need for a record label. It's very cheap now. You got Google Play Store and iTunes. Spotify does all sorts of shit. Pandora does all sorts of shit. I don't really know their business models, but if you want to buy the music, Google Play and iTunes got it locked down pretty well, and it's affordable. Anybody can get into the business and sell music. So, where does this lead us down towards the future of music? I think we're going to be stepping away from the big record labels, and even if we don't, the agreements between record labels and artists are going to be changing so that it's more favorable towards the artist, because right now there is a competing platform towards the record labels that are very cheap and almost just as effective except for the marketing. So when it comes to music, I think record labels in the future will have a whole lot less power. There will be a whole lot more independent artists, unsigned artists, who will make it just fine without ever have to sign anything with these record labels. Now, I don't see it happening with movies. With movies, you always have a humongous production budget, and nobody going it alone is able to produce high quality works for the big screen. You might have web series, you might have internet shorts. Those will probably be, I don't know, a couple $1,000, couple $100,000 at most. I doubt they'll ever get into the $1 million budgets. So when it comes to very high quality works on a big screen, I think intellectual property will still be in the hands of the content owners, the big studios. What do you guys think about this? Where do you think the music industry is headed? Where do you think IP is going to be in 10 or 20 years? Will there be more independent artists? Will there be more unsigned artists? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.